Life is chaotic and demanding, full of challenges and uncertainties. It tests every person, pushing them to their limits. Relationships are no different. The modern world with its complexities often weakens the foundations of healthy partnerships. We live in an age of fleeting connections and shallow interactions, where true love and commitment are often lost. But in this chaos, there is a way to build deep, meaningful relationships based on self-awareness, responsibility, and integrity. This path requires courage, discipline, and a commitment to personal growth. This is the path of the Sigma male. In today's video, we will discuss the 10 ways that you can navigate relationships as a Sigma male. Number 1. Set clear boundaries. In the complex world of human relationships, boundaries are not barriers that divide, but the lines that show where you end and another person begins. They are the key protectors of your individuality, your independence, and your mental health. Without clear boundaries, resentment grows, misunderstandings happen, and relationships can turn into unhealthy dependencies. Picture a grand oak tree, its branches reaching up to the sky. This tree, like a strong, independent man, needs space to grow, to extend its roots deep into the ground, and to get nourishment from the sun and rain. It cannot thrive if it's always being crowded, if its growth is blocked by outside forces. Similarly, a man must set clear boundaries to protect his time, his energy, and his emotional resources. These boundaries are not about being selfish or uncaring. They are about self-preservation, about making sure you can fully participate in your relationships. When you are clear about your limits, about what you will accept and what you will not, you create a space of respect and understanding in your interactions with others. You communicate your needs clearly, and you empower yourself to say no without guilt or hesitation when needed. This is not about control. It's about creating a healthy, lasting dynamic within the relationship. Number 2. Prioritize independence. In today's busy world where everyone wants our attention and being busy is praised, solitude has become rare and valuable. We are told to always be available, to focus on socializing, and to avoid being alone with our thoughts. But true strength, the kind that leads to a meaningful life and good relationships, is built in quiet moments of thinking, in the solitude that helps us reconnect with our true selves. It's in these moments, away from the noise and distractions, that we face our inner selves, understand our experiences, and become stronger and more self-aware. The Sigma male knows the importance of making time for himself, for his passions, and for activities that bring him joy and fulfillment. He understands that his identity is not just about his relationships, but also about his experiences, pursuits, and contributions to the world. This is not about being distant or emotionally unavailable. It's about knowing that a healthy relationship thrives when both people have the space to grow and be independent. It's about bringing your best self to the relationship, a self that is grounded, self-aware, and full of life. Number 3. Be honest and direct. The very foundation of a strong relationship, any relationship for that matter, rests on the bedrock of truth. When you hide the truth, when you tell half-truths or deceive others, you destroy trust. And trust, my friends, is not just an idea, it's the very air that a relationship breathes. Think of it like this. Imagine building a house on a foundation of sand. It might look good for a time, but the first storm, the first sign of trouble, and the whole building falls apart. That's what happens when you're not honest and direct in a relationship. Now, I'm not suggesting you be blunt without tact or diplomacy. There's a difference between being brutally honest and being thoughtfully candid. But what I am advocating for is a commitment to truth, a commitment to speaking your mind with clarity and respect, even when it's hard. Because ultimately, avoiding difficult conversations, shielding your partner from the truth, might seem easier in the short term. Number 4. Listen actively. We often think hearing is the same as listening. But real listening, active listening, is much more involved and demanding. It takes more than just hearing sounds. It needs presence, focus, and a true wish to understand the other person. When you actively listen to your partner, you're not just waiting for your turn to talk or planning your reply while they speak. You are fully present, trying to see the world through their eyes, to understand their perspective, their feelings, their experiences. This doesn't mean you have to agree with everything your partner says. Disagreement is a normal part of any relationship, but active listening lets you disagree without being rude. It helps you approach disagreements with understanding and respect, not defensiveness and hostility. Remember, communication is a two-way street. It's about both speaking and being heard. True listening is an act of love, an act of respect, and it's key to building a strong and lasting connection. Number 5. Balance solitude and togetherness. We often hear about the value of being together in relationships, and that's important. But we often forget how important it is to spend time alone, to keep our own identity even when we're with someone. We aren't meant to be with someone all the time, even if we love them a lot. Each of us has our own inner world, our own thoughts, feelings, and dreams. Ignoring these, giving up our individuality for the sake of togetherness, can lead to resentment and feeling stuck. Think about it, if you're always with your partner, if you never have time alone, how can you miss them? How can you value their presence if they are always there? Solitude isn't about being isolated, it's about recharging. It's about connecting with yourself, with your own thoughts and feelings, so you can come back to the relationship refreshed, renewed, and ready to fully engage with your partner. Number 6. Understand emotional needs. Understanding your emotional needs isn't some mystical idea. It's about knowing what you and your partner need for a good life. We all have these needs, whether we admit it or not. These aren't just wants. They are the basics that make us feel stable, secure, and fulfilled. Think of it like this. Would you ignore your physical health, skipping food and exercise? Of course not. You know that ignoring these needs leads to problems. Emotional needs work the same way. Ignoring them causes imbalances and resentment, hurting your relationships. So, what are some of these basic emotional needs? They include the need for security, connection, intimacy, autonomy, and purpose. Each person in each relationship has its own set of needs. The key is to identify them, to be aware of them, so they can be addressed responsibly. Don't be afraid to explore these needs within yourself. Take time to reflect, to look deep into your own mind. What brings you joy and fulfillment? What makes you feel drained, resentful, or unnoticed? These feelings are signs, guiding you to understand your own emotional needs better. Number 7. Practice empathy. Let's talk about empathy. It's a word we hear a lot, often mixed up with sympathy or pity. But real empathy is something different. It's the ability to step outside your own experience, to set aside your own thoughts and judgments, and to truly understand another person's feelings. It's not about agreeing with your partner or approving their actions. It's about trying to understand why they think or feel the way they do. It's about seeing that their behavior, no matter how confusing or frustrating, comes from their own logic and experiences. Think of yourself as an archaeologist, carefully digging through layers of an old city. Each artifact you find, each writing you read, gives you a glimpse into the lives and thoughts of people from the past. Empathy works in a similar way. It's about approaching your partner with curiosity, willing to explore their experiences and understand the pieces of their past that shape who they are. It's about asking yourself, what experiences brought them here? What fears or insecurities drive their actions? What are they really trying to say, even if their words are awkward or their delivery is off? These are not easy questions. They require you to face your own biases and challenge your own assumptions about the world and the people in it. Number 8. Maintain respect. Respect. It's a word that means a lot, often mentioned but not always fully understood. In a relationship, respect is not just about being polite. It is the foundation of a strong and healthy partnership. It's the base that allows for trust, closeness, and mutual growth. Respect shows up in many ways. It's about valuing your partner's opinions even when they are different from yours. It's about listening carefully when they speak, fully engaging in conversations, and trying to understand their point of view. It's about recognizing their independence, their right to make their own choices and follow their own interests, even if those choices don't match yours. Disagreements will happen in any relationship. That's just part of two people dealing with life's complexities together. But how you handle those disagreements shows the level of respect you have. Do you resort to personal attacks, belittling their opinions or trying to control the situation? Or do you approach the conflict with a willingness to listen, understand, and find common ground? Remember, a relationship is not a battlefield to win or lose. It's a partnership, a shared journey where both people deserve to feel heard, valued, and respected. This doesn't mean ignoring your own needs or opinions, of course. It's about expressing them in a way that respects the worth and dignity of your partner. Number 9. Support each other's goals. So, you're trying to build a strong, healthy relationship, one that lasts. Well, let me tell you, it's not just about romantic dinners and beach walks. It takes real effort and commitment. A key part of that is supporting each other's goals. A relationship isn't about losing your individuality. It's about two people, each with their own dreams and goals, choosing to walk together on their own paths. Think about it. What happens when someone lacks purpose or a goal to work towards? They become stuck, unhappy, and hard to be around. They turn into a burden, dragging down the relationship instead of supporting it. That's why it's so important that both partners feel free to pursue their own goals. This isn't about being selfish, it's about becoming your best self. It's about each person reaching their full potential. And that is not only good for the individuals, but for the relationship too. Because when both partners are growing and improving, the relationship thrives. It becomes a strong force driven by two people striving for excellence. Number 10. Communicate openly. We've discussed boundaries, independence, and supporting each other's goals. But all of that depends on one key thing: communication. Relationships are built on communication. It's the foundation, the base for everything else. Without it, you're building on sand, waiting for the storm to wash it away. Yet, many people, many couples go through their relationships without communicating well. They keep their feelings inside, let resentments grow, and avoid tough conversations. Then they wonder why their relationships are full of tension, arguments, and a sense of disconnect. It's like trying to find your way in a maze, blindfolded with your hands tied. You're bound to stumble, hit dead ends, and get lost. Your partner is not a mind reader. They can't magically know your every thought and feeling. You need to tell them. You need to express your needs, desires, frustrations, and fears. Not through hints or passive-aggressive comments, but through clear, direct, and honest communication. We've covered a lot in this series, haven't we? From setting boundaries to being independent, from understanding feelings to open communication. We've looked at the complexities of relationships, the challenges, the rewards, and the ongoing effort needed to build something meaningful and lasting. But remember, mastering relationships isn't about reaching a perfect state. It's not about ticking off tasks and saying you're done. It's a continuous process, a journey of growth, adaptation, and self-improvement. It's about being the best partner you can be, showing up every day with honesty, integrity, and a willingness to work hard. It's about accepting the ups and downs, the joys and the sorrows, the successes and the setbacks, knowing that through it all, you're growing, you're learning, and you're building a love that lasts. So go forward, embrace the challenge, and remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to the Sigma Odyssey YouTube channel for more insightful content. I'll see you in the next video.